I'm Vera Takakura, and I'm back here to share another Zen Tech concept that bridges spirituality and technology to make energy and light work easier to understand and apply in everyday life. So today, I'm going to talk about firewalls and actually becoming a human firewall. So in my last talk, I spoke about encapsulation. Encapsulation gives the field structure. It creates the container and defines the boundary. Once a boundary exists energetically, something needs to monitor what comes in and what goes out. So in cybersecurity, that is the role of a firewall. A firewall watches traffic, applies rules, and blocks what should not have access. So if encapsulation creates the container of the field, the firewall becomes the filtering function at the edge of that field. And this is where it gets interesting, because in cybersecurity, a human firewall is generally not technical software. It actually refers to people like you and me who are trained to recognize threats, use discernment, and not blindly trust what shows up. So when we apply that same idea to ourselves, the human firewall becomes our awareness in action. It becomes our discernment, our ability to notice what's approaching our field, evaluate whether it's aligned, and choose what gets access to our attention, energy, emotions, and consent. So let me share a slide to illustrate some of what I'm describing. If you give me a second here. This. So if you look at that slide, I've kind of broken down these concepts I'm talking about. So if encapsulation is the container, then the firewall is the conscious intelligence that protects the integrity of the system, you. So taking a few steps back, a firewall is basically the gatekeeper that monitors traffic and decides what's allowed based on these rules. And to get a little more official with the definition, NIST, which is the National Institute of Standards and Technologies, actually defines a firewall as a device or program that controls the flow of network traffic between systems. So that's a technical definition. So when we bring this firewall idea into spiritual application, a human firewall becomes a conscious ability to filter what enters your field, preserves the integrity of your energy and frequency, and prevents this unauthorized energetic access. So how do we put this into action? Well, if encapsulation is the first step that creates the container of your field, then the an outer perimeter awareness that functions like a firewall, and you are ultimately the firewall. So to be clear and to avoid confusion, I just want to repeat, this is not the same thing as encapsulation itself, because encapsulation forms the boundary. The firewall is the boundary, the discernment process that monitors what approaches that boundary, filters what's misaligned, and alerts us before something gains deeper access. So it's an expanded perimeter defined by the rules we set for what is allowed, what's questioned, and what's denied access. It becomes a living layer of awareness that can adapt as needed, alerting us to what's approaching before it ever reaches the core of our field. So to tie these concepts together, I actually want to share the next diagram that illustrates this a little further. So as you can see, I've pretty much illustrated full on that, here's an example of the encapsulation. The firewall is actually like what you let in and what you send out. And think of it as a policy or these rules of what, again, enters your energy field and what you keep out. And so you are the admin, you set the rules, and you choose what enters and what leaves. So with that, again, I'm Vera Takakura, and this is Zen Tech, bridging spirituality and technology to make energy work and light work easier to understand and apply in everyday life. Join me the next time where I walk you through our base 7 chakras and how they connect to form an energetic circuit and direct the flow of our energy with our intention. So till next time, thank you so much for listening, and hope to catch you soon. Thanks.